Hello, everybody. My name is Rachel Bilski, co-founder of Shantiniwas Yoga, offering retreats and workshops in Portugal and the UK. I think some of you may know me from teaching at Hariharalaya or from managing YogaPod Studio in Saigon. I'm now currently back in the UK where I'm training to become a certified yoga therapist, which is equally daunting and exciting all at once. Today, I would like to share with you a guided mindfulness meditation. So the reason that I've chosen mindfulness specifically is that currently we're living in really quite overwhelming and challenging times. And whilst we cannot change our current circumstance, we can work on changing our reaction to it. So the mind is really what defines our entire experience of life. And by working on accepting the present moment exactly as it is, we can actually change our entire perception of the world around us. So I think that right now mindfulness is a particularly useful tool. Mindfulness is our basic human ability to be fully present. So to be aware of who we are and what we're doing and how we're feeling without becoming overly reactive or overwhelmed. Now, I believe this is really an innate human ability. So this is an innate capacity that we all have within us. And in that sense, it's not something that we need to force ourselves to learn in any way. It's actually more like something that we need to try and remember. And luckily, we can actually cultivate or practice this kind of awareness. And I think that meditation provides the optimal conditions to do this. Because simply in meditation, we are reducing our sensory input. So often in life, we're kind of constantly moving and doing without really thinking or noticing what it is that we're doing. And in just taking a moment to be seated and still, we really allow everything to kind of slow down and to give the mind some space to be able to really feel and experience what is going on within us. So today we will be using our breath as an object of concentration to come back to. And the idea here is not to empty the mind of thoughts. So if you have ever tried to do this, you'll notice how challenging this can be. And here we can really use thoughts as essentially the cornerstone of the practice. So each time you notice that your mind has become distracted by a thought or a feeling or a sensation, you can simply come back to the object of concentration. So coming back to the breath. Now, the idea is that you do this without judgment or without criticism, which is, again, often easier said than done. But instead, try to approach this practice with an almost childlike curiosity. So each time you come to sit and do this mindfulness meditation, you will probably experience something a little bit different. It will not be the same every single time. And for that reason, you can really use this as a way simply to explore. So finding that childlike exploration of your senses, of your personal experience in each and every moment. So to begin with, find a stable seat. So for some of you, this may mean sitting on a chair. If you do so, try to have your feet planted on the ground. And if your feet are lifted, then place a cushion underneath them, just so you can really get that sense of grounding. If you are sitting cross-legged, I do recommend that you sit up on something. So either a block if you have one, or just a cushion, or even a folded towel. And this will just give you a little bit of a lift in the hips that allows you a slight forward tilt of the pelvis, which gives you a nice upright spine. So in terms of stability here, we're really just looking for that upright spine and a position in which you can find a balance between being at ease and being alert. So if you're sitting in a chair, really try not to slump back, but instead allow yourself to rise nice and tall. You can have your hands either palms down on your legs. This can feel quite grounding. Or if you'd like to experience a sense of openness across your chest, you can turn your palms to face the sky. If you need to, you can take a couple of rolls of your shoulders up, back, and down just to release any tension there. And we'll begin today with eyes open. So first, fix your gaze down on the floor, so on something just ahead of you, a nice soft gaze. And take a moment just to arrive here into your seat, into your practice, and into your body exactly as it is right now. Take a deep and steady inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh out your breath. And notice any subtle shift in your energy, any ripple of softness in your body. We'll take one more deep breath together. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh your breath from your mouth. You can either keep your eyes softly open and downcast, or feel free to close them now. And we'll begin by exploring the external environment. So first, come to notice any sounds that you can hear in this moment. So these sounds may be far away, maybe even outside of the room that you're in. Or these sounds may be closer to you. Perhaps you can even hear the sound of your own breath. Try to pinpoint each individual sound before moving on to the next. And as you do so, try not to get caught up in any stories about what you find. Instead, simply observing what is. And come to notice anything that you can smell in this moment. This may be subtle or strong. Perhaps you can even pick up on your own scent. And I invite you to turn away from your external environment and begin to draw your awareness inwards. First, coming to notice your body exactly as it is right now. So without willing it to try and change, without trying to fix anything. Notice the parts of your body that are in contact with the earth beneath you. Notice the weight of your body resting down on the chair or the prop. And try to determine whether this weight is shifted more to the left or right, front or back. See if you can find a place that feels like center to you. Notice the subtle weight or the warmth of your hands resting on your legs. Perhaps even notice the sensation of clothes in contact with your skin, or the texture of the floor beneath your feet. Maybe even you can feel hair in contact with the back of your neck. Whenever you're ready, I invite you to begin to take a brief scan of your body, starting at the top of your head and working your way down to your toes, checking in to see how each individual part of you feels right now. So as you do so, again, try not to get caught up in any narratives about what you find. So without judgment, without criticism, using that childlike sense of curiosity. So know and accept that there will be areas of discomfort as well as those of ease. And this really is a practice of embracing it all. Embracing whatever you find with an open mind, an open heart. Knowing that every sensation is fleeting. It will not last. So simply try to observe what is with you while it is with you. And taking as much time as you need. Once you reach your toes, take a step back and ask yourself, how do I feel right now? What is the overall feeling with me today? And whether or not this feeling is pleasant or unpleasant, can you allow it a moment of space to be? Without clinging on to it or leaning away from it. You truly embrace this feeling with open arms. And just as we turned away from our external environment, I invite you now to turn away from your body. Begin to draw a little further inward to your breath, your natural breath. Notice as it rises and falls softly within your body. Where can you feel that movement the most? Perhaps you feel it in your belly, your ribs, or your chest. Perhaps it's somewhere more subtle, slight animation at your elbows, your shoulders, or even the tip of your nose. There is no right or wrong answer here. Simply notice what is. And try to determine the overall quality of your breath in this moment. Is it long or short? Deep or shallow? Does it feel easy or labored? Again, without judgment, without willing it to try and change. Simply notice. Perhaps even each breath is different from the one before it. Now you can either stay here present with the movement, the pace, or the depth of your breath, or you can begin to slowly count your breaths. So inhaling for a count of 1, exhaling for a count of 2, simply from 1 to 10. Once you reach 10, you can begin the count again from 1. Your mind will inevitably wander. You are indeed human. When you notice that your mind has become distracted, instead of meeting yourself with criticism, can you simply come back to your breath, back to the count, starting again from 1, 1 to 10, and back to 1. As you allow your natural breath, let your shoulders be soft, and even soften that space between your eyebrows. Simply counting from 1 to 10 without judgment, without criticism. And wherever you are with the count, whatever number you are up to, I invite you now to let go of all focus. Allow your mind to be completely free. So if it wants to think, let it think. If it wants to be still, give it a moment of space to do so. Observe where the mind goes with the freedom you give it. Then drop your awareness back to your breath, back to the rising and falling sensation of your breath within your body. Notice the weight of your hands resting on your legs. Again, that sensation of clothes in contact with your skin, of your feet on the earth. Notice any smells, any sounds around you in this moment. And then moving in slow motion, bring your palms together in front of your heart, tuning into that sensation of skin in contact with skin. Softly press your thumbs towards your chest, feeling the rhythm of your heartbeat. That vital sign that you are indeed alive. A deep and steady inhale through your nose. As you exhale, softly bow your forehead toward your fingertips, in gratitude to yourself for taking this time out for stillness and silence in a chaotic world. Whenever you're ready, you can gently release your hands, open your eyes. And thank you so much for practicing with me today. Stay safe, and I hope to be practicing with you in person again sometime soon. Thank you.